Yes, and family is still handing out these missing person flyers with Briana Winston's picture on them, hoping that someone can now help police find her body. Search efforts took a grim turn for Briana Winston's family this weekend.
We don't want to believe that she's gone.
After weeks of hope, they are now handing out flyers to find her body, since Clayton County Police told us detectives no longer think she's alive.
We want to know who did what to her, why did they do it to her.
Family reported her missing April 1st. Her 4-year-old daughter had been staying with the dad's family, and no one had heard from Winston in weeks.
She always called me every couple of days, see how Grandma was doing.
They checked her Riverdale apartment where she lived with the father of her child and said it was cleaned out.
We don't know where her clothes, her furniture, anything is at.
Pictures and all?
Yes.
Family photos?
Family photos.
Police say she stopped showing up for work March 17th, and now detectives think that's the day she vanished. Writing in an updated statement, she was the victim of a crime that left her incapacitated in some way. It came with 2 photos of people police want to talk to about it: the father of Winston's child, Mikhail Edwards, and his wife, Briana Phillips Edwards.
We just found out that he was married. We didn't know.
Jail records say police arrested Edwards April 8th. His charge is aggravated stalking right now. His wife is not listed in the Clayton County Jail. Winston's family is pleading for someone to speak up.
If anybody could just think, oh, I seen her this place, that maybe could help. If they seen him, the Mikhail or the wife, what did they see? What kind of car was they in? Where were they? Anything would help us.
And I reached out to police to find out if they located the wife to speak to her by now, and I'm waiting to hear back.
Says they need answers about where she is and how she may have possibly died. They reported her missing at the beginning of the month, but now Clayton County police say evidence points to the fact that she might have been murdered. Fox 5's Eric Mock has more.
I just don't see how it could happen to a beautiful young woman that's trying to do everything by herself.
Ann Thomas says her granddaughter, 23-year-old Briana Winston, was devoted to her and her 4-year-old child.
She was really sweet, loving, adorable, attentive, loved her baby to the death.
The two would text each other every week, but Thomas says Briana stopped responding after March 16th. Briana's cousin, Jasmine Walker, says they found out from Briana's friend she was last seen on the 16th, leaving to come to the apartment she shared with her child's father and boyfriend, Mikhail Edwards. After she didn't hear from her for a while, Walker asked the apartment complex to do a welfare check on her.
They said the apartment was totally cleaned out and it smelled like bleach on the inside of the apartment.
She reported her missing to Clayton County Police on April 1st. Then yesterday, Walker got a call from investigators she had hoped to never receive.
The lieutenant called me and told me that that she was going to put out a press release because she figured that my cousin is deceased, and she said from this point on they're just looking for Briana's body.
Police have named Edwards and his wife, Briana Phillips Edwards, as persons of interest in the case. Walker says they had no idea he was married to another woman. Edwards is currently in the Clayton County Jail on aggravated stalking charges from a different case. Phillips Edwards was arrested for false statements, but later released on bond. Police Saturday couldn't confirm whether the false statements were in regard to Briana's disappearance. Thomas says she just wants her granddaughter back.
Could you please just come forward and tell us something about her whereabouts so we can find her body or find her and bring her home?
You guys, I thank you for listening in to Karen Classified. I hope that you guys comment, like, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time I release a video. This video will actually be done differently today. This video is to bring awareness to a young lady by the name of Briana Winston that have been missing for a few weeks now. Her family's been searching for her. They have been all over the news. And in the midst of them realizing and or being notified that she could potentially be missing because she did not show up for work, they arrived to her apartment to be completely empty. This is an apartment that she shared with the father of her child, and his name is Michael Edwards. So I went to look up some information, and when I go to the clerk of courts to try to pull up documents, it shows where they had been fighting an eviction. So they previously were brought up for an eviction in 2023, and that was dismissed. However, when I look it up again, it comes up again in January. So, in my belief, just what I'm thinking is that this is what he'll probably end or use or say as to the reason why the apartment was empty. Outside of that, he have had stalking charges placed upon him, and it's not against her. So my thing is, who else was this man possibly terrorizing? He also was married. Briana's family stated they was not aware that he was married. And to my surprise, when I go to look up his wife, she has the same name as Briana, the one that's missing. So there's just a lot of questions going around this case as to when would be the exact date that she was missing. Not that the last date that she went to work. When was the last time anyone actually heard from her? My other question would be, who else had this person, Michael Edwards, been stalking? Also, why would he not notify the family that they're moving out of the apartment, or that he haven't heard from her because he has a child? So my assumptions would be, in my opinion, that if you have the child and she have a loving relationship with her child and she's known to check up on her family, she would have checked up on her child by now. And why didn't he initiate the missing report? So there's a lot of questions that goes in or is tied into this whole case. And I'm just curious as to what are the authorities doing, because at some point, and I know it's like TV, so you don't get access that quick, but we need to start pinging the tower to these cell phones to see who was within the vicinity, what was going on. Just canvass the area, look for cameras. And I know there has to be cameras out here because I am in Georgia, and let me tell you, they don't fail to get me when I'm going through a light. When I go through that light, I get that notification right in my mailbox saying, "Oh ma'am, you need to pay these $70. You guys, I don't do that often. I do stay safe. I just want you to know. However, what I'm saying is that what are the resources they're pulling, and or what are they doing, in order to try to get an understanding as to what happened, what was her last steps, who was the last person she was seen with. There's just a lot of questions regarding this case, you guys. I don't know. It's just like right now, this is just open for discussion. What are your thoughts on this case? Have you heard about it? Do you think that the father of the child is involved? Do you think he's not involved? Do you think that the possible notices of evictions was a reason for possibly something transpiring and happening? There seemed to be a trend here lately too, as far as finances and rent, and people becoming unhinged and doing crazy stuff. Do you think that he was with his wife the entire time that he was with her, and that she knew about the wife? Do you think that the wife had something to do about it? Do with it? And he was with the wife and just was seeing her on the side? Like, what are your thoughts? But from what I see, when you look at the court documents, both of their names are on the lease. So it appears that they had set up a life together. I don't know, you guys. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I would like to get the conversation going. Again, I thank you guys for listening in to Karen's Classified. I hope that you comment down in the section below. I hope that you like the channel and also subscribe to the channel. And until the next video, you guys, I hope everyone stays safe and take care.